Hello, and welcome back to Better English Step by Step. I am Sarah, and I am so glad you have decided to join us for another long, calm, and productive English session. Today is going to be a little bit different from our usual lessons. Usually, we pick a grammar point or a tense and we explore it deeply. But today, we are going to focus on something that affects almost every single English learner I have ever met. It is called the passive trap.
And I am Mark, and it is great to be here with you all. Sarah, the passive trap is such a perfect name for this problem. It is that feeling when you have been listening to English for hours. Maybe you just finished a long podcast, or you watched a movie, or you just sat through a 5-hour compilation of listening practice. You feel good. You understood most of it. Your ears are happy. But then someone asks you a question, or you try to speak, and suddenly nothing comes out.
Exactly, Mark. It is that frustrating disconnect. Your brain is full of English. You know the words. If you heard them, you would understand them instantly. But your mouth feels heavy. Your tongue feels clumsy. You stutter. You panic. You go back to translating in your head. That is the passive trap. It happens because listening is input, but speaking is output. They use completely different parts of your brain, and more importantly, they use different muscles.
So today, we are going to fix that. We are going to bridge the gap between your ears and your mouth. This episode is designed to be a shadowing marathon. For the next hour or so, we are not going to teach you complicated grammar rules. We are not going to analyze text. We are going to speak. We are going to take the English that is already in your head, and we are going to move it into your muscles.
That is right. This is a practical routine. You can listen to this while you commute, while you cook, or while you relax at home. The only requirement is that you participate. When we tell you to repeat, we want you to actually move your mouth. You can whisper if you are on a train, or you can speak loudly if you are alone in your car. But you must physically form the words. We are going to start very simply, warming up your jaw and your breath, and then we'll move into short phrases, then longer sentences, and finally, we will practice flowing, connected speech.
This is the kind of practice that turns a passive student into an active speaker. If you enjoy this approach, building your confidence step by step without the stress, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. We create these long lessons specifically so you can immerse yourself without rushing. So if you are ready to break out of the passive trap, let's get started.
First, we need to acknowledge the physical side of English. Mark, I think students often forget that speaking is a physical act. It is athletic. It involves muscles in your face, your throat, your tongue, and your diaphragm. If you haven't spoken English all day, those muscles are cold. Just like you wouldn't sprint 100 meters without stretching, you shouldn't try to have a complex conversation without warming up.
Absolutely. When I try to speak a second language after being silent for hours, I feel like my mouth is made of cotton. So let's take a minute to warm up. I want you to sit comfortably or stand tall. Relax your shoulders. Drop them down away from your ears. Take a deep breath in through your nose, filling your lungs completely. Hold it for a second, and exhale slowly through your mouth. Let's do that again. In through the nose, deep, and out through the mouth. Release any tension in your jaw. Now we are going to warm up the vocal cords with a simple hum. Keep your lips closed but not tight, just gently touching, and make a low humming sound. Feel the vibration in your lips. Do it again. Now let's move the pitch up and down a little bit like a siren. Good. This wakes up your voice. It tells your brain that we are about to produce sound. Next, let's loosen the jaw. English requires a lot of jaw movement. Perhaps more than your native language, or perhaps less, but certainly different. Open your mouth wide as if you are yawning. Stretch it open, and close it. Open wide again, and close. Now let's focus on the tongue. The tongue is the most important muscle for English pronunciation. I want you to gently push your tongue against the inside of your cheek. Push hard. Then push against the other cheek. Good. Now run your tongue over the front of your top teeth, and the bottom teeth. We want that muscle to be awake and ready to move quickly. Okay, I think we are physically ready. Sarah, where should we start with the actual English?
We are going to start with what we call the echo. This is level 1. We are going to take short, high-frequency phrases. These are the little clusters of words that native speakers use constantly. They aren't complete sentences, but they are the building blocks of fluency. The goal here is not just to say the words, but to mimic the exact rhythm and melody that Mark and I use. Don't worry about the meaning. You likely know the meaning. Worry about the sound.
Exactly. We will say a phrase and we will leave a pause for you to repeat it. We will do each phrase a few times. Listen to the stress. Listen to how the words blend together. Here is the first one. It is a very common way to agree with someone.
That makes sense. Your turn. That makes sense. One more time. That makes sense. Notice that we don't say, that makes sense. It flows like one long word. That makes sense. Try it again. That makes sense. Good. Here is the next one. This is used when you want to add an idea. On the other hand, repeat it. On the other hand, listen to the connection between the and other. On the other. On the other hand. Let's try a variation. At the end of the day. Your turn. At the end of the day. This is a classic idiom. It means ultimately or in conclusion. But look at the rhythm. Da, 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 da. At the end of the day. At the end of the day. Excellent. Let's try a phrase for when you are not sure about something. I'm not quite sure. Repeat. I'm not quite sure. Notice the T sound in not and quite. They are very soft. We don't say, I am not quite sure. We stop the air. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure. Again, I'm not quite sure. Here is one for giving an opinion. From my point of view. Your turn. From my point of view. This is a lovely phrase to use in formal discussions, or even casually. From my point of view. From my point of view. Let's pick up the speed a little bit. We are just going to go back and forth. I will say one, Mark will say one, and you repeat after each of us. Ready? In the long run. Repeat. In the long run. For the time being. Repeat. For the time being. As far as I know. Repeat. As far as I know. That last one is interesting, Sarah. It is up to you. When we speak fast, the T in it connects to the S, it's, and the two often sounds like ta. It's up to you. It's up to you. Try that reduction. It's up to you. Okay, doing well. Let's do a few more short phrases before we move to the next level. These are reaction phrases, things you say when you are listening to a story. No way. Repeat. No way. You're kidding. Repeat. You're kidding. That's awful. Repeat. That's awful. I can't believe it. Repeat. I can't believe it. Great work. Shake your shoulders out a little bit. That was level 1. You are just waking up the connection between your ears and your mouth. You see, the passive trap happens because we overthink. We try to construct grammar trees in our minds. But when you shadow these short phrases, you are bypassing the analysis. You are just repeating sound. That is how children learn, and it is how you will become fluent. Now, we are going to move to level 2, the build-up. This is one of my favorite exercises for intermediate and advanced learners. We start with a very short, simple sentence. Then, step by step, we add more information to it. We make it longer and more complex. Your job is to repeat the sentence at every stage. This helps your brain get comfortable with holding longer structures in your working memory. I love this exercise because it teaches you that long sentences are just short sentences glued together. You don't need to be afraid of them. Let's start with a simple thought about work. I'm busy. Repeat. I'm busy. Simple, right? Now let's add a reason. I'm busy working on a project. Repeat. I'm busy working on a project. Now let's add a time frame. I've been busy working on a project all week. Repeat. I've been busy working on a project all week. Notice the grammar shift. We went from I am to I have been because we added all week. Let's make it even longer. Let's add a result. I've been busy working on a project all week, so I'm exhausted. That is a long sentence, but because we built it piece by piece, it feels natural. Let's try to say it one more time, smoothing it out. I've been busy working on a project all week, so I'm exhausted. Let's try another one. This one is about making a decision. I decided to go. Repeat. I decided to go. Where did you decide to go? Let's add that. I decided to go back to school. Repeat. I decided to go back to school. Why? Let's add the purpose. I decided to go back to school to get my degree. Repeat. I decided to go back to school to get my degree. Now let's add a condition or a hesitation. Actually, I decided to go back to school to get my degree. Repeat. Actually, I decided to go back to school to get my degree. And let's add a time frame to the end. Actually, I decided to go back to school to get my degree next year. Repeat. Actually, I decided to go back to school to get my degree next year. How did that feel? You are speaking complex English sentences, but you aren't struggling to find the words because we are leading you there. Let's do a build-up involving a common regret structure. This is often hard for students, so we will take it slow. I should have called. Repeat. I should have called. Make sure you contract should have to should have. I should have called. I should have called him. Repeat. I should have called him. Notice how the H in him often disappears. I should have called him. Try that. I should have called him. I should have called him earlier. Repeat. I should have called him earlier. I should have called him earlier to let him know.
I should have called him earlier to let him know I was running late. I should have called him earlier to let him know I was running late. That is a fantastic sentence. It has the modal verb of regret, should have, it has an infinitive of purpose, to let him know, and it has a reported speech clause, I was running late. Grammatically, it is a nightmare, but physically, it is just a rhythm. Da-da, 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 da-da. Listen to the music of it. I should have called him earlier to let him know I was running late. Try it one last time. I should have called him earlier to let him know I was running late. Let's do one more build-up before we move on. This one focuses on giving an opinion about a trend. This connects well to the kind of topics you might hear in an IELTS listening test or a news report. It seems difficult. It seems difficult. It seems difficult to predict. It seems difficult to predict. It seems difficult to predict the outcome. It seems difficult to predict the outcome. It seems difficult to predict the outcome of the election. It seems difficult to predict the outcome of the election at this stage. Excellent. You are doing great work. Even if you stumble, even if your tongue gets tied, just keep going. The goal is not perfection. The goal is activation. We are waking up those neural pathways. Now, I want to talk about something slightly different. Level 3 is what we call the switch. In this section, we are going to practice taking a sentence and switching one small part of it to change the meaning while keeping the structure exactly the same. This is crucial for fluency. You need to be able to use a sentence pattern like a template, just slotting in new vocabulary without breaking the rhythm. Yes, this is about flexibility. We will give you a base sentence, and then we will tell you to change one word. You have to say the new sentence immediately. Here is the base sentence. I'm looking forward to the weekend. I'm looking forward to the weekend. Now change the weekend to meeting him. I'm looking forward to meeting him. I'm looking forward to meeting him. Change meeting him to starting the job. I'm looking forward to starting the job. I'm looking forward to starting the job. Change starting the job to hearing from you. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Did you notice a pattern there? After looking forward to, we used a noun, the weekend, or a gerund, meeting, starting, hearing. This is a common mistake point. Many students say, I look forward to meet you, but your ear knows better now. You have practiced the rhythm. To meeting, to starting, to hearing. Let's try another switch. This one uses the structure, it takes time to. It takes time to learn a language. It takes time to learn a language. Change learn a language to build trust. It takes time to build trust. It takes time to build trust. Change build trust to save money. It takes time to save money. It takes time to save money. Change it takes time to it takes effort. It takes effort to save money. It takes effort to save money. Change save money to master a skill. It takes effort to master a skill. It takes effort to master a skill. Very good. This exercise shows you that you don't need to invent a new grammar structure for every thought. You just need a few strong templates, and then you switch out the vocabulary pieces. This reduces the mental load and prevents that freezing feeling, the passive trap. Let's try a switch drill with a slightly more advanced structure. If I had known, I would have told you. This is the third conditional. It is scary for many people, but let's treat it like a song. If I had known, I would have told you. If I had known, I would have told you. Change told you to helped you. If I had known, I would have helped you. If I had known, I would have helped you. Change helped you to stayed home. If I had known, I would have stayed home. If I had known, I would have stayed home. Change if I had known to if I had seen the weather. If I had seen the weather, I would have stayed home. If I had seen the weather, I would have stayed home.
Change stayed home to brought an umbrella. If I had seen the weather, I would have brought an umbrella. If I had seen the weather, I would have brought an umbrella. Fantastic. You are using high-level grammar purely through muscle memory. That is the secret. We are about halfway through our shadowing marathon. How is your jaw feeling? How is your breath? If you need to take a sip of water, go ahead. If you need to roll your neck and stretch, do it. Keeping the body relaxed is key. When we get stressed, we tense up our throat, and our accent becomes stronger, and our speech becomes choppy. Stay loose. For the next section, we are going to focus on emotional intonation. Sometimes the words are right, but the feeling is flat. To break the passive trap, you have to sound like a human being, not a robot. We are going to take a very simple word or phrase and say it with different emotions. You have to copy our acting.
This is fun. Let's take the word really. It is just one word, but it can mean 20 different things depending on how you say it. First, say really as if you are genuinely surprised and happy, like someone just told you they won the lottery. The pitch goes up high. Really? Try it. Really? Smile when you say it. It changes the sound. Really? Now say really as if you are skeptical. You don't believe them. The pitch goes down, then up slightly. It is slower. Really? Try it. Make a suspicious face. Really? Now say really as if you are disappointed or annoyed, like someone just spilled coffee on your shirt. The pitch goes down and stays down. Really? Try it. Really? Now say really as if you are just politely showing interest in a boring story. It is flat and short. Really? Try it. Really? Do you hear the difference? If you use the bored intonation when you are trying to be surprised, you will send the wrong message. Let's try another phrase. Thanks a lot. First, say it with genuine gratitude. You are truly thankful. Thanks a lot. Repeat. Thanks a lot. Now, say it sarcastically, like someone just gave you more work to do. Thanks a lot. Notice the stress. Thanks a lot. It is heavier. Thanks a lot. Now, say it quickly and casually, like you are buying a coffee. Thanks a lot. Repeat. Thanks a lot. Good. Experimenting with emotion helps you own the language. It makes the words feel like they belong to you. When you just listen passively, you hear the emotion, but you don't feel it in your own body. Speaking it out loud bridges that gap. Let's move on to level 4, the flow. This is where we work on connected speech and linking. We are going to practice full sentences where the words run into each other. This is often why native speakers are hard to understand, and why you might feel your own speech sounds choppy. We will start with consonant to vowel linking. When one word ends in a consonant sound and the next begins with a vowel sound, we push them together. Take the phrase clean up. We don't say clean up. We say clean up. The N moves to the up. Clean up. Repeat. Clean up. Let's put it in a sentence. I need to clean up the mess. Repeat. I need to clean up the mess. Listen for the link. Clean up. I need to clean up the mess. Try this one. Turn off. The N moves to the up. Turn off. Turn off. Repeat. Turn off. Can you turn off the light? Repeat. Can you turn off the light? Now let's look at vowel to vowel linking. When one word ends with a vowel and the next starts with a vowel, we add a little sound in the middle to make it smooth, usually a W or a Y sound. Take go out. We don't say go out. We say go what out. There is a tiny W sound. Go out. Repeat. Go out. I don't want to go out tonight. Repeat.
I don't want to go out tonight. Go out. I don't want to go out tonight. Now try see it. Here, because see ends with an E sound, we add a Y. See it. See it. Repeat. See it. I can't see it from here. Repeat. I can't see it from here. This linking is what makes English sound smooth and liquid. If you separate every word, you sound mechanical. Let's practice a sentence with a lot of links. It is always easy to ask for help. Let's break down the links. It is, it is. Always, always. Easy, easy. To ask, to ask. For help. It is always easy to ask for help. Try to say it all one breath. It is always easy to ask for help. Repeat. It is always easy to ask for help. Again, smooth it out. It is always easy to ask for help. Here is another one. What are you up to? This is a very common greeting. What plus R, whatta. The T becomes a soft D, flap. R plus U, arya. Up plus two, utta. Whatta ya utta? Repeat. What are you up to? Again. What are you up to? It sounds almost like a completely different language than the written words, doesn't it? But mastering this physical flow is how you escape the passive trap. You stop trying to read the subtitles in your mind and start feeling the rhythm. We are entering the final stage of our marathon now. Level 5, the story. We are going to tell a short story, sentence by sentence. We will combine everything we have learned, intonation, linking, and sentence structure. I want you to shadow us. We will say a sentence, pause, and you repeat it. Try to match our speed. Try to match our pauses. Here is the context. You are telling a friend about a misspeak you made at work. I had a bit of a disaster yesterday. Repeat. I had a bit of a disaster yesterday. To be honest, it was completely my fault. Repeat. To be honest, it was completely my fault. I was supposed to send an email to a client. Repeat. I was supposed to send an email to a client. It wouldn't have been a big deal usually. Repeat. It wouldn't have been a big deal usually. But the deadline was at 5 o'clock sharp. Repeat. But the deadline was at 5 o'clock sharp. By the time I realized my mistake, it was too late. I felt so embarrassed when my boss called me. Repeat. I felt so embarrassed when my boss called me.
Fortunately, he was very understanding about it. Fortunately, he was very understanding about it. I promised him I would never let it happen again. I promised him I would never let it happen again. I guess we all make mistakes sometimes, right? Good. Now let's try to put some of those sentences together into bigger chunks. This is challenging, so breathe. I was supposed to send an email to a client, but I was so distracted that I forgot to attach the file. I was supposed to send an email to a client, but I was so distracted that I forgot to attach the file. It wouldn't have been a big deal usually, but the deadline was at 5 o'clock sharp. It wouldn't have been a big deal usually, but the deadline was at 5 o'clock sharp. By the time I realized my mistake, it was too late, and I felt so embarrassed when my boss called me. Well done. That is a full narrative. You just told a story. You didn't just understand it, you spoke it. We have time for one more focus drill before we cool down. This is the question and answer flip. In conversations, you often just answer questions, but you also need to be able to ask them. We are going to give you a statement, and you have to turn it into a question immediately. Then we will say the correct question for you to repeat. Statement: he lives in London. Question: does he live in London? Does he live in London? Statement: they arrived yesterday. Question: did they arrive yesterday? Did they arrive yesterday? Statement: you have been there before. Question:
Have you been there before? Have you been there before? Statement: she is working on it. Question: is she working on it? Is she working on it? Statement: it will take a long time. Question: will it take a long time? Will it take a long time? Statement: you would like some coffee. Question: would you like some coffee? Would you like some coffee? This drill is important because the word order changes in questions. He lives becomes does he live? They arrived becomes did they arrive? You need to make that switch instantly in your brain. Practicing it like this, quickly and repetitively, makes it automatic. Okay, let's begin our cool down. You have been speaking and focusing for a long time. Your mouth muscles might feel a little tired. That is a good sign. It means you have done the work. Let's go back to the breath. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Let your shoulders drop. Relax your jaw. We want to leave you with a final thought about the passive trap. The trap isn't that you are lazy. The trap is that listening feels like work, so you think you are done. But listening is only half the cycle. It is the fuel. Speaking is the fire. You need the fuel to make the fire. But if you just collect fuel and never light the match, nothing happens. So here is your challenge for the next week. Every time you listen to a podcast, or watch a video, or even read a news article, pick one sentence, just one, and say it out loud 5 times. Shadow the speaker. Copy their emotion. Copy their speed. If you do this every single day, you will break the trap. The words will start to flow from your mind to your mouth without you even thinking about it. If you found this shadowing marathon helpful, please subscribe to Better English Step by Step. We are committed to creating these long, calm spaces for you to practice, not just study. And hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next session. We have some great topics coming up on phrasal verbs and business English that I think you'll love. Thank you so much for practicing with us today. You did the hard part. You showed up and you spoke up. Be proud of that. Keep listening, but more importantly, keep speaking. We will see you in the next lesson. Goodbye. Goodbye.